Hello everyone. Once again, my name is Jared Johnson, and before I get started today, I would like to let you know that today you will be persuaded by myself as to why sportsmanship no longer exists in child athletics. Now, before we get started, I would like to tell you the three main points that we're going to talk about today. Point number one, we'll talk about how the media influences the way children perceive professional athletes. Next, we will talk about the actual athletes themselves. And lastly, we'll talk about the existence of role models, both parents and athletes, and how they affect children. Now, before I start, I'd like to ask you guys a question. At some point in your childhood, you had to have played sports, correct? Well, do you remember playing sports, whether it been football, basketball, baseball, when it was all about having fun? I mean, it was just simply about fun. Whether you missed a tackle, you missed a jump shot, or you missed a pass. At the end of the day, no one was upset, and it was all about having fun. It was all about going out, hanging out with your friends, grabbing a slice of pizza at the end of the game, and preparing for next week's game. Well, unfortunately, things aren't like that anymore. And one of the main reasons things aren't like that anymore is because of the media influence. Now, we all know that the media plays a big part in what we see today, whether it be sports, entertainment, etc. Now, one of the main points I want to bring out about the media's influence is the fact that, let's say you're watching a championship game, and let's say it's Game 7, it's the final game, whatever series, Bulls, Lakers, whoever. At the end of the game, who do they interview? It's never the losers. Or if they do interview the losers, it's always second. They always interview the winners first. Now, why is that? Are the losers not entitled to an opinion on the game? And secondly, when they do interview them, what do they talk about? They always ask them, well, do you think the referees were fair? Did you like the calls that you were given during the game? You know, in my opinion, they try to incite a negative reaction. Because let's face it, they just lost a game. They kind of down themselves. And they really are not in the mood to talk. Now, in this case, children see that and they think, okay, so innately they believe that if they lose, that's how they should feel after they lose. Another point is the athletes that play the game themselves. You take your Michael Jordans, your LeBron James, your Kobe Bryants. One thing that all three of these men have in common is the fact that they're some of the most glorified athletes that we have out today. Now, glorified, that can be positive or negative, yes. But in this case, it has a negative connotation because let's obviously look at it. LeBron James is one of the highest paid athletes in the game right now. Kobe Bryant is one of the most popular athletes there is right now in the game. And Michael Jordan, quite possibly, is the best of all time. Now, all three of these guys have multi-million-dollar investments. They have billions of dollars poured onto them to what? To sell an image. And that's ultimately what they do, is sell an image. LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, all three of them have been known to be fierce competitors. Now, let's take a spin on this for a second. LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, and Michael Jordan, all of them have been known to celebrate extravagantly when they win. There's no secret. Now, when they lose, they've been known to be some of the worst losers in sports. They won't shake hands. They won't do interviews, and they ultimately just they really don't care. So once again, our children are looking at this and they think, okay, well, I have to take it this personal, and these guys make millions of dollars. These guys are role models, whether they like it or not, and yet they're selling our children short because now our children are going out buying their clothes, buying all their products, thinking that they have to be like LeBron James and be like Michael Jordan. And when they lose, they act out in such a way that's conclusive with the way these superstars have been acting. Lastly but not least, my last and final point is the lack of role models that the game has produced, that the sports and sportsmanship and the media have produced. I remember back in the day when it was popular, you wanted to be a firefighter, you wanted to be a police officer, a doctor, a lawyer, a nurse, something along those lines. Well, today that image has been gone. Alright? And a lot of it has to do with the way that parents push their children into certain aspects. In a way, we see the children taking on negative emotions and negative connotations, and it's because of the parents. And a lot of it is the parents are trying to relive their high school dreams or their college dreams of going and playing in the professional leagues all over the world. I couldn't do it, and now they're, at no fault of their own, the children are being pushed in that direction. And a lot of times the children ultimately just want to have fun, but the parents won't let them have fun, and that's the thing. And it's sad to say, but if you just stop and look around, I guarantee you, if you go to any football game, high school or whatever, you'll see a few children that really don't want to be out there playing, but they're being forced out there because their parents are buying them all this equipment, all this gear, and they're telling them, hey, you have to be the next Ray Lewis, or you have to be the next LeBron James, and it's not fair. It's undue pressure brought on the children. So in conclusion, I would like to say that these 3 points, the negative influence of the media regarding our children, the high priority of glorified athletes getting airtime thanks to the media, and a lack of role models have all contributed to the lack of sportsmanship in our child's athletics. When child athletics used to be about having fun, it's no longer about having fun. It's about making highlights and moving on to the next collegiate level. So in conclusion, I hope that you have been persuaded by myself as to why child athletics has no sportsmanship in it. And let's get together and do something about it. I'm Jared Johnson. Thank you for listening.